T-slaying.
Salama, family, salama. How do I sound? Do I sound okay? If I sound okay, give me a 1. I thought I heard some feedback or something like that. This is going to be a short little show. Okay. Somebody gave a 2. I see a bunch of 1s. Maybe that was a mistake. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the link out there because I want to have a little comment on this video I want to share. Speculation now, speculation. It's not going to be a long show. I just want to see the response and what y'all think about this particular video. I think it's interesting. I don't know what to say about it. One of our sisters shared it with me. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, if it, with all the things that's going on in the world and all of the chaos and the stuff happening in the Middle East and prophetic wise, I mean, it's all lining up. I don't know what to say about this video. I mean, you know, if it's a lie, it's a lie. If it's the truth, it's the truth. I don't know, but I just I just wanted to see what y'all think about it. All right. So who coming on here? I want to get the response as you hear it. Right. I told you I'm not gonna be long. This is gonna be a little short one. Y'all not coming? Hello, Kia. How's it going? Unmute yourself.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. All right. So two more people, and I'll play the video. It's not Harvest Men, but it's related to that. Now I don't know if she watch us or watch Harvest Men, but it's interesting. Oh, brother Oral, haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, but I've been around. How you doing, brother?
All right, you just be hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, man, I'm incognito.
Okay, incognito. All right. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm gonna just do this with since the other person left, if nobody else coming, I'm gonna do this with Brother Oral. I'll get his feedback. So all right. You ready, Brother Oral?
I'm ready.
All right. Let me bring this up. Okay. All right, so listen to this, fam. I don't know what to make of it, but I just thought it was interesting to share with the community, right? I just wanted to share it. So here we go.
Y'all better pay attention to what this lady says.
To hear
Stop
what
scrolling.
I'm about to say. Obviously, my words are stammering because somebody doesn't want me to tell what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell it anyway.
Go follow that account if you don't know it.
Earlier this month, that whole the alarm went off. Remember that? People thought that it was going to be like this, the end of the world. It technically is for specific people. Remember, I said this in my video. If you did not see it, please go back and watch it. But in all seriousness, what is transpiring now was supposed to happen last year. This is a planned situation, and it is literally to not put people in fear. Here's why. And I've been wanting to say this for a long time, but I had to really bite my tongue because of the simple fact of how sensitive this situation is and how sensitive people are. And they can't understand, they can't really rest their brain around what is actually happening and what I'm about to tell you. So, when it comes down to this situation, this is called Operation All Abroad. Listen to me. It's called Operation All Abroad. Do not ask me how I know. I said something about it last year. I hinted it last year. But yeah, so this plan, this idea is to get everyone to safety, to get all the people who are not citizens out of this prison that we call USA. And this happens in increments. It's not going to happen all at once. They were planning on doing this all in one shot, but it was not going to be beneficial. It was not going to be able to help Americans at all. The plan was going to fall through, which is why they prolonged it for another year. And they kind of they changed the date for a specific reason. Operation All Abroad starts off with an alarm going to your phone. It goes to everyone's phone. People thought it was going to be as seriously loud as noise or what have you. It's going to last and so forth and so on. Now, I said that it was going to last for like 30 minutes on, even after that the alarm was making the sound. It's going to continue to go on for however long they choose for it to go on. There's another part of this plan that pretty much provides Americans assistance to get out of this country. There's going to be messengers coming to people's homes, giving you the opportunity to pack your belongings, to take it with you, everything, and leave this country. How many messengers, you may ask? That's a number I can't put on. I can't even tell you. But the messengers, each and every one of them, will come to a person's home, come to your job, come to wherever you commute at, and provide you this information of what is going to transpire with the U.S. corporation. These messengers give you the option to leave. They are telling you what is happening, and there's an option of whether you want to leave the United States or not. Whether you choose to stay or not, that does not matter. What's going to happen afterwards, you should think about. After the messengers has reached enough people out there, pretty much everybody, which will be 4 million people in the USA.
400
After
million.
everyone received that message, after everyone has gotten the option of whether they want to leave the United States or not. Mind you, you have a choice of where you want to go. So after they give you this message, what happens next is another situation. Reparations is going to be given out. Billions of dollars are going to be given out to everyone. And it's going to be a wealthy amount where you never will have to ask for money again. Because the United States of corporation are hoarders. They know exactly how much money is in the bank for every single individual in this country. So reparations is going to be given out. Everyone's going to have a wealthy amount in their accounts. This money is not to be buying the material things in this country. This money is for you to have for when you are going abroad into your home, your new home. So this money is a transfer. If you choose to spend your money in this country, that is fine, but it will be worthless. I'm telling you this for a reason. So within the month of reparations, everyone has now got the message. Now it's in the position of you packing, getting your belongings, handling your affairs, getting everything situated. Because the following month is when everyone is being transferred out of this country into a new country. That means there's no debt. You are free from this citizenship that they call your birth certificate, your social security card. None of that will exist for the United States citizens. Okay? So in the month of reparations, as like I said, money is given to you. You are able to spend it how you want to spend it. This is the time to get your things together. Now, after a month, all the buildings are closed. Everything is closed. That means Walmart is closed. That means Target is closed. That means food markets are closed. That means shopping stores are closed. The mall is closed. The bars are closed. Cookouts are closed. Aquariums, zoos, everything is closed. Gas stations are done. They're gone. The money is to prepare you. I'm dead serious. So guess what? Now, the following month, once everything is closed, this is the month of departure. This is when everyone is now being put on planes, ships, you name it, whatever type of underground train that they have in store. Everybody is put on these transportation vehicles to get everyone out of the country. Now, this whole month is the transition of people getting out of the country. After that, no one's coming back. Not one. No one's coming to save you. There's not going to be a plane coming in. You're not going to be able to catch a flight the following month afterwards. Everything is coming to a screeching halt for this country. And if you think that they are escaping, they're not. They're stuck here. Like the captain goes down with the ship. It's just like that, but with the entire crew. And if you so choose to stay, I'm saying this several times so you can understand. If you so choose to stay, because America, go right ahead. Be alone with the sinking ship.
All right. So I don't know what to make of this. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you it hold on one sec. I'm gonna tell you this. It sounds like either she's been listening to Hebrew Israelites, so she's a Hebrew Israelite, or she's, not even a Christian. Christians don't even hear that. But she talks about the United States Corporation, which is, a lot of people believe that the birth certificates or something that the government owns, and they use that to get money. Now, here's what makes it interesting to me. I mean, she has all the talking points that we all been talking about for the last several years. But she, according to her, this is inside information that she has, right? That's what I took. And when you listen to her, the things that she says is really interesting. It's like you can't validate none of this until it happens. But here's the thing that I've seen. Have you noticed, and I'm gonna get oral and then everybody else. Have you noticed, they've been closing down banks, they've been closing down stores and restaurants and all these things that we know about, right? We've seen this in the media and all these type of things that's been happening that, it doesn't make sense, the cutting back on the food and all this stuff. So now, she's pretty much saying that, all of these stores are going to be closed. You got a chance to get out. If you don't get out, you're going down with the ship. I don't know what to make of it. I'm just thinking it's interesting. Brother Oral, what's your thought?
Man, I have so much to say. I mean, I'm just here like, wow, I'm flabbergasted because it's it's kind of like this. You never know with these people if they're just trying to set us up for the okey doke. But at the same time, it is rather interesting because as you mentioned, there's a lot of places. I'm here in Florida, and I could tell you, it's a lot of places that were closing down, and they were trying to blame it on DeSantis and his crazy thing that he did with the whole critical race theory thing. But I am noticing things that are closing down. But here's the kicker, though, Brother Yakoba. If that happens, a lot of people are not gonna go because they
Yeah.
think that this big, massive corporation cannot fail. And I will say, it is a corporation. I've proved it myself. So, but that's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say about it. But it is a corporation.
And let me ask you
And
something, Brother
yeah.
Oral, right quick. Doesn't
Mhm.
it look like America has been sold out? I'm just saying, it
No,
look
it's
like,
been sold out. It's
but
but
like you were saying, as a corporation, and when
yeah.
corporations get bought, certain
Yes,
people move out,
hostile
and
takeover. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly, exactly. So I mean, it kind of like give me hope because it's like me. I'm thinking so many. It's like so much I could do because my focus was on the continent. So I'm good, but I am fearful and saddened for a lot of people here because I was talking to someone. This guy is a Harvard graduate. A matter of fact, he helped finance my last trip to come to Africa, and I was trying to get him to put some funds in Tanzania. And no matter what I say to this guy, he's like, well, Oral, I'm sorry, Oral, but I'm just gonna keep my money in the stock market. And I said, okay, I'm gonna tell you this now. When stuff happened, you're gonna remember this conversation. He kind of laughed it off, and we ended at that. So that's the sad part about it for me. A lot of people are not going to take, if that does happen, most people are not going to take advantage of it because they still have the basketball game, they have the football, they have the baseball. And so people are still distracted by all these entertainment things that are still going on. So if it does happen, a lot of people are not going to take advantage of it. It's only people like us would take advantage of that. And I rest on that.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody says I have echo. Do I have echo?
No.
Let me see. Let's see.
Oh, yes, I hear echo. Yes, I do.
Okay, let me try something. All right. Hello. Okay, I think that was oral. Okay, all right. So Mania.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your
Yes. Hello.
thoughts?
Okay, so I'm going to say two things. One of them is I live here in North Carolina, in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we have a mall here that the wealthy people go to. It's called the Friendly Center. And in the Friendly Center, used to have a lot of stores, a lot of flagship stores used to be in that shopping center. They're closing up. These flagship stores are closing. Dealers, Nordstrom's, they're closing all over the place. And so, so people who still shop there are like, where are all the stores? Every storefront has a lease sign on it for lease. So that's the first thing I want to say on that front. The second thing I wanted to say was it's kind of related to this video and the last video that you posted. America is forcing African Americans out of the country.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. So they're bringing in the illegal immigrants, and I'm gonna get political for a minute, but I don't vote, but I follow what's happening politically.
It's lining up, ain't it?
Right. So they're bringing the immigrants in here because Black people have or foundational Black Americans have woke up to who the Democratic Party is.
Yeah.
And they realize that they've been voting for the Democrats for 60 years and they've gotten nothing out of it but bad neighborhoods, bad schools, crime, and everything else. They're waking up to it. So now they want tangibles. They want reparations. They want the George Floyd Act to be passed. They want qualified immunity to be passed and a host of other things that this government doesn't want to give us. So because we woke up and we're saying we're not going to give you our vote until you give us tangibles, they're bringing in the illegals in here. So they're bringing these people in that are supposed to be asylum seekers. I always thought asylum seekers are people who are running out of their country because of political persecution. But these illegals that are coming into the country, the United States are letting come into the country. They are the poor of Latin America. They're not the wealthy of Latin America, because most of the wealthy in Latin America look like Europeans. They're the white Hispanics. Most of the ones that are coming in here are brown, but they're putting these illegal immigrants in our neighborhoods, New York, Chicago, California. They're putting them in our neighborhoods. They're not now when they talk about white neighborhoods, they're talking about opening up a couple of centers here and there to shelter them, but they're dumping these people. They're coming in on a bus in our neighborhoods. I'm originally from Philadelphia. So my father said these illegal people are coming into their neighborhoods. They're not going to the wealthy white neighborhoods. And so I saw a story, or read a story probably about 5 days ago where Biden threatened the banks, and he told the banks that if they refuse to loan money to these illegal immigrants when they come over here so they can, I guess, start businesses, buy homes, or do whatever, that the government is going to penalize and punish the banks for doing it. So what they want to do is put these people in our neighborhoods, give them loans so they can buy homes, start businesses, so that these individuals will get above us. And then these people are going to push us out of our own communities that we've been in for decades. And they want to push us to the margins of American society. Because where are we going? If they push us out of the urban centers, are we going to the suburbs? Well, that's not going to work because the majority of the white people live in the suburbs. And they're not going to want us coming there. So where are we going? what they're doing is they're trying to push us out. That's what they want to do. They want to push us out of America. So to comment on the video that the lady just spoke, I kind of see what she's talking about. I think that the elite in this country know who we are. They know that the curse is over and the curse is reversing back on them. And what they want to do is try to get us out of the country. And so these agents are going to come by and give us an opportunity to get out of the country. They're going to give us money and saying, you got to take this money and you have to leave. Because they seem to think that if they let us go, the calamities that's getting ready to come down on the United States it will happen if they don't let us go, even though it's going to happen regardless, they're going to happen. So I kind of feel what the young lady is saying, that they are going to pass reparations, but they're not going to make it public, because the poor white people who think that if black people get reparations, they need to get it too. They're not going to make this public.
Well, what they going to say when they see us leaving?
Right. They're not going to make it public, even though white people have all, well, I keep saying, look, I can't keep saying that word, Gentiles, even though the Gentiles of America have already gotten their reparation with the Land Grant Act, the GI Bill, the VA loan, when they were put on the Dawes rolls to get the land that was supposed to be put aside for the Native Americans. They have already gotten their reparations already. They already got it with these government programs that favored the Gentiles in this nation. Now it's our turn, but the government, see, the Democrats are scared because they know black people are not going to vote for the Democrats anymore. So what they're going to do is give these reparations out, but they're not going to make it public. And they're going to say, you can take it and you can leave. And so a lot of, like myself, black people.
You went silent, man. Yeah.
Sort of kind of on the lines of what she's saying. They're going to give us the reparation. I don't know how.
You're fading in and out, brother.
Yeah. You're fading in and out, Mania. All right, we're gonna move on. Brother Doug.
Yes, sir. How you doing? It's me. How you doing?
What you think about this, Doug?
Well, I am sitting here. My mind is, of course, moving a million miles an hour as you've presented this. That is an interesting. Now, look, I go in one of two directions. Now, they're smart. They calculate. They do things. They're watching us, brother. And I can tell you right now, they're watching us close. One or two things tell me, this might be of consequence. Either they're giving us bait and they're baiting us bad, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that I thought about that because she hit on all points perfectly.
Yeah, she did.
She hit on every point that we want.
Yeah.
And that kind of, I don't know, that didn't sit, I don't want to say it didn't sit well with me, but I thought about that. I caught that she hit every point. But now, circumspect and just reflecting, they're also being mighty quiet. Since Kanye and Kyrie, since they dealt with those two problems, and they dealt with those two problems, but they saw the result of them dealing with those two problems, and it only just created more problems, like a hydrant, or whatever, you know what I mean, like a hydra. So they're watching as just those two touchstones of dealing harshly. I mean, back off Nick Cannon, which they sacrificed, I believe, his child, but Kanye and Kyrie. Ever since then, we've gotten louder. I know I have, and they've gotten a lot more quiet. So if there were a plan to excise us from this country and pay us off to leave as far as how they've offered it, yeah, I agree. First, touche, good move. I don't know how many brothers and sisters going to leave. I think a lot of us going to try to do what that woman says, spend your money, and then be trying to leave, and you can't do nothing. But it's as sinister as they're wicked evil. I don't put anything past.
Oh, I agree.
They're
but I tell you
evil.
one thing: if it is real, don't blink. Your Cobra gonna be gone.
Hey, minister,
No, bro, let me tell you something. If they hand money talking about we leaving, I'm packed, ready to go.
Yeah.
And
I'm not even going to pack, brother Doug. I'm not even going to pack.
I've been packed for 3-4 years. I'm looking at my ghost stuff. I can take that, put it on my back. If I can just hop in the car with that, I'm good. But yes, the second they say we can leave, we must go. All of us. They don't have, you know what? Somebody look, I don't know if you sense it, but to me, the silence from these folks for a minute, it's ominous.
Yeah.
Let me just land here, Jacoba. You probably aware you created this monster. Sorry, I blame you. Okay, this monster is on you, and I'm not recessing from. I'm not drawing back, and I sense something pending that will involve us extremely soon.
Yeah.
excuse me, Minister Yacoba. I don't know
Yeah.
if you heard my last remark, because someone called me and interrupted in between us. But I think what's going to happen.
I'll let you go. Go ahead. Here you go.
I think what's getting ready to happen is the same thing that happened in Egypt. He told the Hebrews to get their wealth from the Egyptians. And then the Pharaoh got tired of all the calamity and everything that was going on. He said, just take your people and go. I think that's what's going to happen. I think something along what she said is going to happen. They're not going to make it public. They're going to give us the deal. Say, this is the deal. You guys take it, but you got to go. And then it's up to the individual who are spiritually discerning enough to see what is happening in America to take the proposal and leave. But there are a whole lot of us that are not spiritually discerning, and they're not going to leave.
But if they give us money, them Gentiles gonna know. If all of us leaving, they gonna be like, them Negroes ain't leaving without no cash. They must have got their reparation.
Yeah, but that's how I believe that's going to happen. They're not going to make that public, because let me tell you something. I was telling my father, I said, look, if they pass reparations to give foundational Black Americans, let's say they pass the reparations, because they owe us trillions of dollars, probably somewhere 21 trillion. If they pass reparations to give us, let's say it's $1 million to $5 million a piece, these poor white people are not going to say. We thought January the 6th was bad.
I know.
It's going to be real bad when they don't get their reparations. And so I was looking at something today, and they was talking about Medicare. And I know you said, well, what does this got to do with anything? This is what I'm talking about, why they have to give us reparations on the sly. Because when Medicare was first introduced to the government and to, Theodore Roosevelt, it was supposed to be a universal healthcare system for everybody. Everybody was supposed to, if they got sick and they needed to go to the doctor, they were covered 100% by the government. But what the white Dixiecrats did in the South, who had positions in the Senate and the Congress, they said, if you give 100% government-funded healthcare, Black people are going to be able to take advantage of that too. So what they did was, the government said, because most Black people in the South were working on the farms as indentured servants, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can. They were working on the farm as indentured servants, so they were very poor. They were destitute poor. So the whites didn't want them to have access to free health care. So what the government said was, we'll change it to 80-20. So Medicare pays for 80%, and the rest 20% comes out of our pockets. They did that to prevent Black people from participating in Medicare, because most Black people couldn't even afford to get medical insurance or pay for medical expenses, much less 20%. So my whole point is, if they pass reparations and televise it, and saying that the government has passed a sweeping reparations bill where they're getting ready to give $1 to $5 million checks to foundational Black Americans, January 6th is going to look like a day at the amusement park.
I can't argue with that, but I think they're gonna see it, because they got to know that y'all behind it. But
yeah,
let me move on.
Okay.
All right, Hot Salt.
Hey, shalom, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, I hate to be the guy that disagrees all the time, but I'm going to kind of disagree for a couple reasons. The first reason is, it says that the second Exodus will be greater than the first. So this kind of clandestine moving in silence thing, I can't really buy because that kind of goes against prophecy. Because a couple things are supposed to happen. The first is like, he's supposed to redeem us in front of the Gentiles,
Yeah.
right? And the
And they
Gentiles are
bow at our
supposed to,
feet.
right, bow at our feet. They're supposed to cleave to us as we leave, right?
Yeah.
So if these agents are coming like, you here, let me break you off something, and then you just bounce with no direction, maybe that's the trick back, right? Let me get these people off the program,
So let,
right?
let me
Because
ask you how it sauce right quick.
yeah,
So when based upon the video that you saw, and some of the points that Manny y'all made about what's happening, how they moving immigrants into black communities and stuff. What do you think about all that? Do you think all of this stuff is like possible and coinciding, or is she just out of her mind and stuff? What's your thoughts
well,
on it?
well, I think there's a couple things at play, right? Because you have so many different types of factions, right? So you have the ruling elite that are spiritual, right? Small hats. Then you have the Gentile elite that's just on white supremacy, right? They're just on white supremacy, nothing else, right? And so now we're looking at America. We're looking at 2008. We had the financial crisis. Then we just had a year shutdown. Where I'm at, we had a 3 year shutdown, and recovery is really really hard to recover. So let's get these immigrants in because immigrants has always been the solution from a public policy movement, right? Low birth rate, get the immigrants in here. Cheap labor, let's get the immigrants in here, right? Because America has lost its competitiveness globally, right? Because look, everybody is denouncing the dollar. When the dollar goes, white supremacy goes, right? So how can America be competitive again? Cheap to free labor. So let's get these immigrants in here. Let's put them in the black neighborhoods. Let's get these black people out. Now, I think that works to our benefit because at the end of the day, and also in prophecy, it says that we don't want to leave Babylon, right? The Most High is going to have to force us out, right? Also, right? Because like the first rain or the people that awoke, yeah, we're okay. We can leave, right? Some of us has already left, like T3 and me, right? So yeah, we can leave, but a lot won't. But the promise is just that because of your forefathers, not because of us, right? I will bring you back into the wilderness. I will pull you out, right? And in Jeremiah, he talks about where it talks about like is Israel homeborn slave? It talks about like where they're not going to want to go, and he's going to have to turn up the heat to make us want to leave, because the promise to Abraham was that I'll bring them back out to the wilderness. We don't promise to the promised land, but the promise is, regardless of if we know the truth or not, that we will be pulled out, regardless if we know the truth or not. Because regardless of the righteous or not, Daniel went into slavery because covenants was broken. So that's his promise. And so that's how I see it. I see it as time is coming. Yes, we're going to be leaving, but I think there's going to be traps that's going to be set by the elite to try to get us off the path. That's what I just think.
All right, thank you. How it sauce, Don Pete.
Hear me okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You sound a little low
Okay.
though.
Really? Okay. Let me see if I can get this mic to come up to this mic a little bit. Turn it up or something. How's it sound now?
A little better.
Well, at any rate, yeah, this
Now we can't hear you.
oh, I was saying this thing is done, and it's time to go. I don't know, man. I'm very, very, very skeptical of this government. Has never
Yeah, I'm
changed.
skeptical though as well.
I'm thinking I'm not going into the devil's punch bowl. I'm cool. Nah.
You're gonna have to speak
If
up, Don P. You're
if
hard to
you
hear.
okay, if you want to give me some reparations, you can just forward the check. 'Cause I'm out of here, man. No, we
I
can
don't
drop
want
an
no
hour.
check. I'm like everybody else. I want gold and silver.
Oh, that's I want the payment. Yeah, gold and silver definitely because it ain't worth the paper it's written on. but yeah, no, we're making our plans. Just got off a meeting with Mark, and we're out here, man. There's nothing. Every day is more bad news.
Yeah.
More bad news, more things to put us on the edge, and nah, leaving anyway. So I'm going now, and I'll park right there.
All right. So I think I'll let Doug if he got anything else, because he, many of y'all had came in. Did you want to finish up something before we close out, Brother Doug?
Well, I was just, I was skeptical as well. I kind of like his idea of send me the money on my landing. When I land home, then make sure the money, because getting out of here. And the real issue is the reaction of those around us. And it may serve as a pivot in that reparations may be quietly being prepared, yet the government is aware of what the reaction of the general population not associated with slaves will be. And so they may as well assume that you may want to leave if we're giving you all this money. It may not be in your best interest to stay, and we don't know that we can even protect you. And that's just real. So it may be this reparations push has somehow squeezed out the option of, by the way, y'all can bounce. But that's where I land. Thanks so much, Yacoba.
All right. Yeah.
Hey,
And
Minister,
yeah, go
Minister
ahead.
Yo, may I say one thing? The other gentleman that was up here, he said that he's going to reveal to the Gentiles who we are before we go. Who's to say that he's not going to give us give us the government's not going to give us the option of leaving with the reparations. And when we start going, and people and there are Gentiles who are real believers in the Most High. I'm not talking about the fake Christians. I'm talking about the ones who are discerning Gentiles, and say these people are leaving. Their God is with them, and come with us when we leave. You understand what I'm saying? Because even if the Most High puts something in place where it reveals to the nation who we really are, there's going to be a whole lot of those evangelical Gentiles that's not going to believe it. They just not going to believe it. But there's going to be a whole lot of them who really have a heart after the Most High that are going to believe it. And so when they see us leaving, they're going to say, why these people? When we start to leave, stuff is going to get bad over here during the processes of us leaving. They're going to say, I'm going with these people.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, guys, everyone who had talked already, I'm gonna put you in the back, and I'm gonna leave Steve and Mike on so they can get their comments, and then we're gonna close out. All right. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's see who else. Yeah. Brother Mike.
Shalom, brother. How you doing?
All right. How's it going?
All righty. With all things, bro, I was looking at that. I would say proceed with caution. Y'all did say, and I to a degree, I do understand what Hot Sauce was saying. But on the other hand, it will be great because now you're not dealing with one location. Y'all was dealing with one location. That was Egypt. That was it. We are all over the world. All over the world. And a lot of immigrants here. And I mean, truthfully, I do not know why they just dropped them off in all these black neighborhoods. But at the same time, Yacoba, here on the west side of Chicago, I'm asking brothers and sisters, where are all the black people at? And when I say up and down Lake Street, man, it's grass growing on the sidewalk. So, I mean, I ride up and down Chicago Avenue, and it's always packed with our people. It's empty, bro. It's not a lot of us there. So I'm asking this question: where are the Negroes? So
what you think happening,
bro? That's that $1 million question. That's that, and all I'm saying is not saying I got anything against Mexicans and Spanish. That's all I see up and down in the neighborhoods. But it happens so quick. It happened so quick. And I'm like, I asked the sister at the beauty shop, I said, sister, where's all? She said, you know what? I was born in this neighborhood. And I was just talking to my friend. I asked her too, where are we at? Because she was saying the same thing. It's like we disappearing or something.
I
So
told you, I think something going on. I don't know
it
what
is
it is,
something.
but I agree
Yeah.
with you. There's something, there's an agenda happening behind the scenes, and we're not aware of it. Now, as far as what the woman in the video said, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's plausible, right? It's plausible, and I don't know how this thing's supposed to work out, but according to her, she got some inside info. I don't know, but I'm telling you,
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Yeah, based upon what we see happening in the
Mm-hmm.
world, I wouldn't be shocked, But anything
Yeah,
else you
because
wanted
I
to
mean, I
say?
was listening to her. Yeah, I was just listening to her, trying to do a little analyzing and things of that nature. And now the opening, whatever video that she said she had put out before. I mean, I never said it, sister, until you played it.
I've
So
never
I
seen it before
mean,
either.
you know what I'm saying? And so I mean,
But she don't
if
sound
it's
like
good,
an Israelite though. See, that's what's interesting. But yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I mean, but this is the thing. I mean, there's so many moving parts now. I mean, you got all this nonsense that these you got this no peace war, and everybody is looking for blood.
Yeah,
Both sides is looking for blood.
And here's the thing. I'm like, based upon what I'm seeing in the Middle East, I'm like, I don't see how they let it go this long. Personally, I mean, all these baby mamas and grandmas and everybody being deleted out there. I'm like, them people got some patience, man.
A whole lot, and I'm like, but it seemed like, bro, they fighting to pull us in, to look for an excuse. All black people got drawn into this stuff now. We can do what we need to do. And that's the thing I'm very cautious about with the latest video in Chicago and everything. My thing is, hey, keep your nose clean. But then you got those militant brothers out there that's looking for that conflict. And all we trying to do, hey, we trying to be on low key, get this gold, silver, and we trying to get up out of here. And we if they go fight, let them go ahead and do their thing. But this here, right? I mean, but you know what? But bro, the sad thing about that is this: it can be one small group that would affect millions of us because they view us all as one whole lump. All is one whole lump, and that's
the scripture says they can look for our guilt and not find it.
Yeah, that's true too.
So
but brother, I mean, my thing is this: we keeping. Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you.
Yeah, you can finish your thought, but we'll move on. Just finish your thought.
Oh no, that was it. I got you. I got you. We're good.
All right, brother Steve.
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, what you think about this video?
I've got mixed feelings on it, man. I mean, if I'll be honest with you, man. I'm gonna take the leading, of the Holy Spirit the way that it's been the whole time, as to remain steadfast. I think we are in the position where the dragon is ready to sink his teeth into us as this nation is being born, and apart from the hand of the Most High delivering us, I've got that's what I'm waiting on. A lot of these things are a lot of active things are at play. We got COINTELPRO folks, trying to suck us into this beef that has nothing to do with us, although it does have something to do with us to a degree. Because again, you've got people who are fighting, quote unquote, under our name falsely, according to Revelations 2:9, 3 and 9. But I think at the end of the day, our job is to remain steadfast. Always keep a posture of readiness, at all times, and that will not sway us. The scriptures calls that says that He will deliver us. ultimately it will be the hand of the Most High that the entire world will see. And I believe it will come in stages, because this is an intricate thing that's happening. That the judgment on Babylon is so intricate. There was a time 6-8 years ago where stuff would come up maybe once a month, or every few months. Now it's every other day, because the judgments are compounding. But at the same time, I believe our deliverance it may come in a similar fashion, and ultimately, whether what this young lady is saying is true or not, at the end of the day, our job still remains to live righteously, to be holy before Him, maintain that relationship, continue to walk in a state of repentance, and make sure our hands are clean and our hearts are pure. And if we can stand on that, I think we'll be in position to hear His voice whenever that time comes. And I mean, for me personally, in reading with the scriptures, repeatedly, I do believe it will be the hand of the Most High that delivers us, and there'll be a window of time to escape. How that goes, I don't know, but I do know that so much of what's happening, with the lollipop and everything else and all these other things, are literally these peripheral things to get as many of us out of the remnant as possible, and that's just what it is. Yeah. So that's all I got.
Let me ask you something right quick, Brother Steve. So,
Yes,
what do you think about what Manny y'all said about how and even Brother Mike, people disappearing in Chicago, the migrants being brought into black neighborhoods, stores are shutting down, banks are shutting down, all these things, and then let's not even talk about the Middle East, right? That was happening out there. I mean, it seems like it's ripe for that prophecy to come to pass. I'm like, even if this woman didn't come out with the video, what do you think of that?
I mean, I think there's truth to it. I mean, I think, again, the purpose of the enemy is to kill off as many of us as possible. And whether that's covert, overt, or any way possible, that's what's going to be done. Whether it was through the lollipop or not, through McDonald's or not, through sex trafficking or not, through all these other things, through harvesting of melanin or not, all these things that are being done, are being done because ultimately this is the biggest prophecy apart from the return of Christ Himself that has yet to be fulfilled. And I think ultimately that's why it's so important for us as a people to stay in His hand, to stay covered, because it's becoming that time of gross darkness is upon us, and you have to make sure you stay covered. And I think that all what everybody's saying is real. It's true. It's happening. I'm here in the South. It's happening here too. The amount of people that are going missing is skyrocketing. It's happening everywhere.
All right. Thanks, Brother Steve. And also, I want to ask the family, y'all got my email. Look in your neighborhoods that you've been growing up in, where black folks been, and see, if black folks disappearing, if things are changing, if things are weird. And, let's try to, put that together, or at least come on the Facebook Tail Ministries Live and, put some info out there. Saint Moon.
Yeah. Good evening, family. The Most High is great. He's really great. And there's no more wisdom in teaming. I don't think that they have as much power as we give them. I think their time is up. I think their blessing is up. That's why you see them making so many mistakes. They're trying to blame everything on us, and it's not working. That situation in Chicago is actually them trying to get something started. I think that's a plant.
Get something started with who, us?
That guy is a plant. I think that guy that was screaming on the video, trying to get everybody to come up to Chicago and start something and pop it off.
You talking about the camp?
Yeah, those.
Oh, okay.
Those camps are going to be set up to come after us.
Oh yeah, I think what they do is, like I said in my other video, painting a target. I think they paint the target on our back, so when they come after us, just like they did to the people in the Middle East and Gaza, and they call them animals and beasts, they want to do that to us.
That's exactly what I'm seeing. And all these immigrants coming over here, that's part of the Civil War. That's them setting up this Civil War thing and trying to pit nation against nation. Latinos against blacks, Latinos against white, Latinos against everybody. And that's what they're setting that up for. That Civil War that the scriptures speak of, that's what you're seeing. That's the beginning stages of everything. That's what you're seeing. These markets crashing and everything like that. All these banks closing down. They're laying off all their employees. I mean, we gotta see what's going on. I mean, if we don't see it, I mean,
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
uh,
And
so,
then
anything else?
and
yeah, I
then
was
and
gonna
then BB bringing up scripture and calling people, calling the Palestinians, Amalek. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we don't see the big connotation in that.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they setting up for a big old slaughter with that one, man.
yep, if we don't see them using, I mean, like the 48ers using scripture. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah. I feel for them people out there, man. I mean, we not getting involved in it, but I'm like, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. But let's move on. Thanks, Saint Moon, Rashonda.
Good evening, family. Hi, Yakoba. This is my first time calling in, but I listen to you all the time. So I'm fascinated by the End of the World Ministries because I listen closely and I pay attention to this time that we're in. It's a very exciting and special time. And many years ago, I had a dream where an angel literally came to my door to get me. And I turned back to get something, and angel was gone. So I'm very, I pay attention to this time very, very, very closely. But I do want to say this. I agree with most all of you, but I want us to put something on our radar. We know that the Most High said he was going to gather us with a mighty hand. And we also know that our people are scattered to the four corners in places where they are dirt poor. And so, if there is to be a reparations package of some sort, it can't just be America. I'm of the belief, and of course, we're all kind of speculating what we think, but I'm of the belief that there is going to be a global mandate that goes out into the earth that that is undeniable about who we are and to gather us. So it's going to be all of these nations, the same way we were gathered under wickedness, we're going to be regathered in the same way by these same nations to be sent back. And the powers, the elite powers, the little hats or whatever, the people that we know, why would they do that? Well, we have to keep in mind that there's an Albert Pike letter that speaks of the three world wars. And what do all these nations have in common? The brother spoke to this so eloquently. We know that their goal is to kill us off during our captivity. And then what better way to gather us into one place and then return again for what they think will be a spoil and kill us off in one place? The goal was always to return us because in that Albert Pike letter, because of the hatred of the Negro, they will turn away from the Most High, which most of them don't believe and worship in truth anyway, in spirit, but they will literally turn into nihilists and atheists. And I don't know if any of you have ever ministered to a Gentile, but many of them, when they run out of ways to concede the truth, a lot of them say, well, who knows if any of it is true anyway. A lot of them will cleave to us, but many of them will reject and turn atheists. And they need that to usher in the light of Lucifer under this new world order. That's what they're trying to bring into or usher in next. So the way that I see it, I don't know if there's going to be one of these other nations or something irrefutable as to who we are globally. And then there will be a mandate for the governments or the strong armed governments of the earth to return us to one place. Again, why? Because this will help them usher in their goal, which is bringing in the light of Lucifer and to kill all religion. This was the whole plan of pitting Edom and Ishmael against one another. They're both salty because they weren't chosen. We know that. And they joined ranks with Lucifer against us. So this will bring in what their ultimate plan is. And that's just how I see it. I mean, I just see that they've got a lot of tentacles going at the same time. If they know that they have to send us back at some point in the future, why wouldn't they begin to usher in our replacements? They need to bring people here because at some point in the near future, we're going to be gone. I also believe that Africa will open up its borders. They're already doing that, but I believe they're going to open up and welcome us home. But I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing. But that's all I wanted to share with the family.
All right. Thank you, Rashonda.
Sure.
Don P, I know you wanted to get your comment in because we couldn't hear you too well last time. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I switched devices, so you should be able to hear me much better on this one. Yeah, you know what? This is what I want to do. For anyone that's really looking for a solution to get out of here immediately and get yourself established without breaking the bank, and to get some land where if S hits the fan, you'll still be able to eat, you'll still be able to drink. If you're interested in that, you need to check out Mark Meets Africa, because he's got a real good solution for our people that he's really trying to make it available and reachable for our people. So that's what I'm doing, man. That we finally, because we've gone through the whole thing, the whole process before with doing our own thing. This brother's already got it all down, so I'm good. I would encourage anybody to go check out that video where he's talking about the Echo Village. Yeah, that's all I can say, because we're done, man. It's just,
okay.
I'm just like going, when when is it gonna hit? And hopefully I'm out of here before then. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for the
All right.
opportunity.
Thank you, Brother Don. All right, I want to thank everybody who came on and gave their input. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's legit. I thought it was interesting. I think the point she made was interesting. I mean, to me, it sounded like she listened to us, right? So I don't know, but I do realize though that there are strange things happening in this world, and there's moves that's being made that pretend that they making moves against everybody and definitely us. And I guess time will tell. Like I say, get your popcorn ready, kick up your feet, and eat it. Watch all of this prophecies come to pass, because for those who are awake, it's obviously coming to pass. If you don't see that, something's wrong with you. And once again, thanks, panel, for coming on. And if you want to support this ministry, you can by becoming a patron or Cash App. And giftgivingforall.com. You can go buy some tail products as well, and support the Dry Bones Project.